Welcome to the Mariah K podcast, where we discuss all things related to real estate, mindset, social media strategies, and how to create the life you want. I'm a mom of four, including twins, and a business owner who loves to teach others how to leverage the power of social media to build and scale their own business. Let's go. This past week, I ended up hosting a business planning event for real estate agents here in the state of Utah. And I'm telling you, it was, for me at least, I walked away with so many helpful, really just tips and thoughts. And I always feel like oftentimes when I'm hosting or I'm teaching something, I'm the one that ends up walking away with all these fabulous ideas and hoping everybody else does too. But one of the things that I ended up sharing this past week on this business planning event was my one-page, really business or life plan. And this was actually something that was shared with me a couple of years ago with another friend. And I like to keep it simple. And I'm like, me too. If I can keep it simple, it's actually going to probably get done. And oftentimes, I remember when I got into the business and people were like, "Oh, where's your business plan?" And I remember looking at all the different business plans and it felt so overwhelming to me. And so because it was so overwhelming, I actually never developed a business plan, which right now, looking back on it, I'm like, oh, that probably would have been something good to do. But keeping it simple for me has allowed me to create the plan, has allowed me to create the vision, has allowed me to really use that plan as a guide, as a roadmap for my entire year. And I've been constantly referring back to it. Now, one of the things that we looked at this business plan and what is actually included in mine. And if in the show notes on this, I will drop a link to my business plan, my one-page business or life plan. If you want a copy of that, you are more than welcome to have that. And some of the different things that I actually include on mine are my top 10 goals for the year. Now, I know that might sound big, but I'm going to break that down with you and a little bit of just giving you an idea of what some of those things might even look like as on yours. If you are planning, this does not have to be anything. It can be fluid too. It can be changing. But some of the things that I included on mine are something just personal health and well-being. So one of my goals is to exercise every day. I know for me, if I am getting that exercise in, if I'm moving my body every single day, exponentially, I'm more happy. I have more energy. I sleep better. My health is better. My attention, everything. So on a top 10 goal, exercise is one of my priority. This last year, I actually ended up putting in getting a massage once a month. Now, I used to think that getting a massage once a month was one of those things. As I get older, I keep thinking like, I need to take better care of my body. And I was a Division I college athlete, and I have a lot of bumps and bruises. And over the years, I've just been like, oh, okay, fine. Oh, yeah, but like, oh, fine. Oh, my quad's fine. But a couple of years ago, I was at a real estate conference, and I was carrying a big, heavy bag. And with that big, heavy bag, of course, I had my laptop in there, a bunch of other things. But I carried it around all day long. I came back from the conference, literally, and I felt like my neck was sideways. It was crooked and like, oh, geez, here we go. I'd never been to a chiropractor before. I was like, okay, this is, I guess, the first step. So I go to the chiropractor, and I'm sitting in there one day, and I see it said something like $45 hour massages. And I was like, $45? Is that it? Now I think it's $55. But at the time, I was like, okay, $55. I can sit $55 on myself to go get a massage once a month and just put that in the plan, put that in the goal. Because for me, it used to be one of those things where it's like, oh, maybe it's like a Mother's Day gift, or it's a once a year, or you're going to a nice resort or something and you decide you're going to get yourself a massage. No longer am I doing that. I have put that into the business plan. That part of the business and life plan is to take care of myself. So by getting a massage once a month, I'm telling you, no longer do I have the kink neck. No longer when I've been running in training season and I'm running longer races and running half marathon, but legs, like my quad, my calf, different things need to be massaged out. And so for me, going to the chiropractor and doing that once a month has been a game changer. And it's actually something that I totally look forward to. In fact, one of my daughters was just scrolling through my phone the other day. She was looking at the calendar and she looks down and she's, oh, hey, Mom, you have a massage on Tuesday. Did you know that? And I was like, yeah, actually, I think. And now I schedule out my massages. So like, I'll go. And as soon as I get the one, I've already got it scheduled for the next. And if she has her calendar open for a couple months, I will schedule it out a couple of months in advance. So having those, just having a couple of goals, those are a couple of light goals, just the exercise and maintaining and keeping what I've got healthy. So moving into kind of business, a couple of examples of goals for myself. I know when I surround myself with people who are doing what I want to do, I naturally level up and I always come back with something incredible. So on my top 10 goals for the year was to attend 2 business, either conferences or retreats, something that will get me out of my comfort zone, something that will allow me to meet new people, to get me in the room with people who are doing things that I want to be doing and just learning more. So for me, I ended up attending a couple of conferences this year. One was a retreat within the group that I'm involved with. And then another was just a big national convention that I ended up going to. Both were phenomenal in different ways, but both I walked away with takeaways of, okay, great. I want to implement this into my business. Okay, I need to stop doing this or whatever that was. So that was one of my goals. And then one of my goals was really to learn how to delegate. Yes, there are so many ladies in my national organization for realtors that have been delegating for a long time. And I look at what they're doing and they're scaling their businesses like exponentially faster than what I was currently doing. So last year, I said, you know what? I need help. I'm going to end up hiring a virtual assistant. And that assistant, now I actually have 3. And each one does different tasks for me and each one does different things. But I'm telling you, these things that I was doing, I thought, oh, I got to be the hero and I'm going to do it all myself in my own business. And now I realized that by delegating some of these tasks, it frees up more time for me to help more of my clients, to do more of the things that I want to end up doing. So instead of me creating that website, the listing website for one of my listings, I can have my assistant do that. Instead of me creating the open house flyer for my open house, I can have my assistant do that. So there are so many tasks that I can offload off of my plate that has, I think, made me a more present agent for my clients because I'm more available. I'm not worried about creating the listing website. I'm not worried about, oh, I've got to get that open house flyer ready and presented and all that because I have somebody else do that. So there are a lot of tasks like that that I've offloaded. So those are just a couple of things on my top 10 goals that I used for last year. Some of those will probably carry on into this next year as I'm building and looking at planning really for 2025. But also with that, in addition to my top 10 goals, I have what are called like the 3 banner goals. These are like the 3 main things. And I know if you've ever read Gary Keller's The One Thing, the phenomenal book, and within that, it basically focus on the one thing. What's the one thing you want to do this year? For me, I'd break my year up into quarters. And even within quarters, I like to break it up into smaller little segments. But for me, I take 3 main things that I really want to focus on for the year and then just start chipping away at it a little by little. And some of those for me, even like this last year, one was more of just a family personal goal of a banner goal that I had for a family. And then the next 2 were business goals. And one was a monetary one of, hey, if I can hit this amount in GCI, how awesome would that be? And these banner goals, I'm telling you, are, hey, shoot for the stars. And then if you don't hit it, if you got anywhere close this past year, I had a huge banner goal for my GCI. And I know a lot of agents. I recently heard in the National Association of Realtors, they said 49% of real estate agents this past year sold 0 or 1 home. 0 or 1 home. So if you are in that, if you're in that percentage, don't feel bad. They're 50%, practically 50% of agents this year didn't sell a house or sold 1. And then if you sold more than that, examine your business, give yourself a high five, look at what you're doing, lean into more of what that is. And even in this business conference planning session that we ended up having just recently, somebody had asked, I'm not sure what I should do to get more business and what am I going to do? My number one recommendation is look at your business and see where you're getting your business from. Is it coming from referral? Is it coming from your sphere? Is it coming from social media? Is it coming from, are you buying lead? What are you doing to generate that business? And whatever that is, lean more into that. Do more of that thing, right? So if it's referral, lean more into other agents and continue to network and do that. If it's more your sphere of influence, lean more into that. Lean into where you're getting your leads. So with that being said, going back to those 3 banner goals, look at your 3 banner goals for the year. And basically those 3 banner goals, those are 3 things that are going to come out of your top 10 list. And that top 10 list is, again, business and life. And then those 3 main ones, they're coming out of that top 10. So with that being said, those are going to be your focal points of, okay, is this going to get me to one of these goals? And if it's not, maybe whatever that activity is that you're doing, do less of that. So one of my banner goals a couple of years ago was to start a YouTube channel. And I was like, I have no idea. I have no experience on YouTube. I just know that my kids love watching Dude Perfect and talking about Mr. Beast. And they started laughing when they were like, well, Mom, you have 0 subs. Like, Mr. Beast has however many millions. And I remember thinking, like, that's awesome. But he started from 0 too. We all start from 0. We all start from the beginning. And no matter where you're at in your business, if you're starting from 0, great, you can only go up. That's the good news. So when I decided a couple of years ago, I was like, I have no idea how to create a YouTube channel, but I'm going to do it. The more I thought about it, the more I started researching it, the more I started looking into it. Guess what? I just saw YouTube everywhere. Every time I turned somebody was talking about them building a YouTube channel. Somebody was talking about how they started a YouTube channel. Then all of a sudden on my feed and my Instagram or on my work, it's showing me YouTube. So I was inundated with YouTube. So that helped me to actually start creating the YouTube channel because it was on my mind. It was one of the 3 banner goals. And everything I did, it was, okay, let's see if this will work. And it was a lot of trial and error, honestly. But now I've created several YouTube channels. I'm monetizing on on some of those channels. And then also they're bringing in my ideal clients on those channels too. So having the goal, putting it out there, and really just taking little daily actions on whatever those goals are. With that being said too, the next part on my business plan is really just the schedule. The schedule is so important. And if you're anything like me, you may have kids, you may have dogs, you may have ED parent, you may have other commitments besides just your business, right? So my day-to-day schedule looks so different. It looks so different. And so I'm really flexible with my time, but with my schedule, I have some of those must-have things that need to get done every day. And then the like to have get done, different things. And then okay, I have extra time. These are things that I can get done. So must-haves in my business are things that move the needle in my business. Things that move the needle in my business are posting 2 YouTube videos a week. That moves the needle in my business. Posting an Instagram post every single day. That moves the needle in my business. There are other different things that help move the needle in my business, like talking with people in my sphere, reaching back out to past clients, doing those different things move the needle in my business. Because of that, I do more of those things, and those are must-haves in my business. Those are what I call like my non-negotiables. If everything else fails, I'm not going to bed until the posts get posted. I'm not going to, whatever that is, for me as just accountability, those are different things. Now, a lot of those different things can be batched, and I do a lot of content, really just scheduling out. So if like today, I'm going to be going to one of my kids' performances. So my day is going to be cut short because my priority is to be at my kid's school today. Another time, so different things, like I'll have my YouTube videos. I will batch my YouTube videos. I will shoot a bunch of content all at one time, and then I will edit them. And then after the edit them, I will schedule them. And so they're all ready to go. So if I have things ready to go, it makes it so much easier because I'm not on the hamster wheel and I'm not feeling like, oh my gosh, I had to come up with something today. So scheduling the things out makes a huge difference in just really my live life and my business. And then the next part I have for the business plan is other time blocks. Make blocks of time in your day where I'm not answering my phone this hour, or I'm not going to be checking email for the next hour or 2 hours, whatever that is. Create time blocks for yourself. So if you're wanting to be more present on social media, create the time block and just put the blinders on and really start working on whatever that is. So usually those time blocks consist of things that are going to help those 3 banner goals. So I know when I wanted to start this podcast a while ago too, that was another banner goal on another time of start the podcast. Okay, I don't know anything about podcasting. I don't know. My parents never podcasted. I don't have really friends that are podcasting. How do you do? I don't know, but I'm going to make time for that. So that was one of my time blocks is, okay, I'm going to give myself 30 minutes every day to find out as much as I can about podcasting and make time for it in my day. So you've got the schedule, you've got those time blocks, and then within that schedule, there are what I call the rocks in the schedule, or those things that, again, are non-negotiable. So for me, I wake up early, I go to bed early. Those are rocks in my schedule. Occasionally, you know what? There's going to be times that I stay up later or get up a little bit earlier, but usually I'm going to be my alarm going to be going off at 5:30 in the morning. Do I want to always get up at 5:30 in the morning? No, but I know I can get my miracle morning in. I can read. I practice the ukulele every morning. I end up exercising every morning. I journal. I do all these things to get myself in a mental mindset and headspace that I feel like I can conquer the day. Yes, I have that rock in my schedule. So that rock in my schedule is my miracle morning starting at 5:30. I have no distractions. None of my kids are out. School as it started. And so I give myself from 5:30 to 7 o'clock in the morning. I shower, I exercise, I do all those things. And then 7 o'clock, I get to get the kids up, get breakfast going, lunch is made, drive carpool. All those things are part of the schedule. As soon as I drop them off at school, I usually have a block of time. It depends on what day it is, like Wednesdays and Fridays. I have my kids get out early on Wednesday, the other one on Friday. So Wednesdays and Fridays are going to be short days for me. Tuesdays and Thursdays are usually pretty heavy with meetings. So blocking off times for meetings, blocking off times when I know my kids are going to be coming home. So those rocks in the schedule, I think, are so really important and really help for you to be able to prioritize different things in your business. And then last but not least, these are the words of the year. And I chose 3 words for each year that I want to really just focus on and lean more into. Last year, I had one of my words was intentional, and just being more intentional with my time, being more intentional in my business, being more intentional with my friendships. Intentional was a big one because a lot of times I'm one of these people that sometimes will just be like, okay, this. And then all of a sudden I start looking at, did I really have time for that or want to make time for that? Or I showed up for this, but I was exhausted because I'm running from one thing to the next. So being more intentional with my time, like I said, with my business planning, with my friendships, with what I'm going to say yes to made a huge difference in this past year. Another one was trust. And that's actually going to probably be one of my words for this next year too. Trust in myself, trust in others, trust in the process. Sometimes if you're anything like me, I want results now. I want to know that it's going to either happen or not happen. And if it does or it doesn't, just tell me one way or another. But that's not trusting. It's not trusting in the process. It's not trusting in a higher being. It's not trusting in all of those things that we know. And so for me, having those words to really think about, and the most interesting thing about having kind of those key words, for me at least, this past year, was all of a sudden I started seeing different moments pop up where I just needed to trust in myself on that one because I knew what I knew. And I knew that if I trusted in myself, I would just go forward and I'd move forward in that, right? Same thing with intentional. There were different times in my business where I went, oh, the old me would have done it this way, but now I'm being a lot more intentional in what I'm doing. And so the new me is doing it this way, which I thought was pretty cool. To sum all of this up, if you have a plan in place for your business, I'm telling you the saying, if you plan to fail, then if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail, right? So don't be that person that doesn't come up with some kind of plan, because oftentimes that you don't come up with the plan, at the end of the year, you may be in the exact same position that you were the previous year, and you're going to be looking at yourself going, wait, why didn't the needle move on my business? If you don't have a plan, it's going to be hard to get to the place that you want to go to. For me, having this one-page business plan it's such a game changer in my business, and also surrounding myself with other people who are doing what I want to be doing. I look at people that I'm going, oh, they are 5 years down the road in their business. And I go, that's where I want to be 5 years from now. So surround yourself with the people who are doing what you want to do. If you're looking for a group of like-minded, but real estate agents all over the country, reach out to me. We have so many agents all over the country who are building, who are scaling, who are innovating different ways to build and scale their business while still raising children at home. And I'm telling you, it is unbelievable. I have never been so motivated, so inspired, excited about every day when I wake up. I'm just like, oh, I'm so excited to wake up. I'm so excited to work on my business. I'm so excited to dive into it. And you can do that too by surrounding yourself with people who are building businesses the way you want to as well. Wishing you a wonderful rest of your day and week. If any of this sounds like something that you are interested in, again, that one-page business plan, the link is copied down in the show notes. And if you want to find out more about how to build and scale your business the modern way by leveraging the power of social media, reach out to me. I would love to chat with you and help you in your business in any way that I can. Wishing you a fantastic rest of your day and week, and we'll chat with you soon. Take care and have a great one. Bye.